Good evening, everybody. I was just there was a brief pause of silence there while I was just checking it was live. For some reason, the Facebook's changed again. So when I try and post that I'm going live, it creates a link itself. Whether it works or not is another matter because I can't click it while I'm live. So if anybody's clicked on the link where it says that I'm live, let me know if it worked. It could be solving the problem for everybody who's not been able to find us. You never know. Facebook is its own worst enemy, as we know. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Let's take this off. It's Monday. I haven't stopped all day, so I'm really looking forward to sitting and crafting for an hour or so, an hour or two, an hour or three, no, an hour or two. And I think you're going to like this. So there is a reason why I've chosen the Papillon Paradise theme for tonight, and I will talk to you all about that when everybody's here. So can keep good, right? So all right, there's a fair few of you here already, so let's just say hello to everybody on the tube first, and let's see where we're at. So hi Jane, Sarah Jane, Natalie. That's 4 days working. Oh, your feet must be killing you, Natalie. Hi Joanne, Saz, Anne, Sally Ann. That confuses me when I see Saz and Sally Ann. Margaret, Pat, Angie, Paula. Everybody who's jumping in now. Emma, Georgine, who's on the second leg of her hollybobs. Oh, well, that's good, Jenny, because I think we are heading more towards YouTube anyway. So you've done yourself a favour there. Right, everybody. Hi to everybody on Facebook. There's too many of you for me to scroll back now. It's coming too quickly. How are we all? What's the weather been like? It's so strange, the weather. It's supposed to be spring, but it's freezing. It was glorious, sunshine and lovely and warm last weekend, and now it's freezing. Well-trained visitors have just left, just in time. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, bless you. Right, yeah, so we are doing a Papillon Paradise creation tonight, and it's ages since I've done a circular card, so I thought, let's do that. It also ties in nicely to the shows on Hobbymaker on Wednesday. So, two birds, one stone. The card I'm making tonight it can be a new sample. And it's obviously going to give you a new idea or a new way to create with the Papillon Paradise Compendium box, which is what's on my show on Wednesday. Now, we've sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of the Papillon Paradise Compendium boxes. I know it's freezing. It's crazy weather. Hi to New Jersey. Hi, Sharita. Yeah, so the Papillon Paradise Compendium box is what's on my shows, along with some other bargains on Wednesday. So as you know, when I do my 2 shows a month on Hobbymaker, one is always a new release show, and the second one is a special price, like a deal show where we get rid of our old stock. Now, over the last year or so, whenever it was, couple of years, it is Arctic weather. The Papillon Paradise Compendium box has been hugely popular, and I've decided to put the last bit of stock on Hobbymaker on Wednesday. It's a massive bargain, everybody, so prepare yourself. We have had to take some elements away from it, like the card blanks and the cardstock, etc. But everything else, all the fundamentals, all the essential stuff is in there. And if you haven't got the box, the compendium box, A, wait till you see it. B, wait till you see the price. And C, do not miss out on it, because I know it's going to be popular. It's in the compendium box, Elizabeth. Well, it's an even more of a bargain now, Vicky, because we've removed the cardstock and the card blanks. So it's now just the actual Papillon themed components that you get in the box. It absolutely is, Chrissy. It really is. And you know why I do it. You know what I'm like. Complete transparency. We need the space. We're getting rid of it. you're the people that we want to benefit from it. So it just makes perfect sense. I haven't done it yet, Julie. Honestly, it's on my list, and my list just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger every day. But I will do it as soon as I get a chance. Yeah, quite right, Jackie. Make use of it. Make use of the actual box that it comes in. Just received my Peony Whisper paper packs and love it. Thanks for the freebie embossing powders. Are you welcome, Sandra? Does it have the papers? It does, Samantha. Yeah, it has everything in it. The only thing that we've removed from it, I actually don't think it's on our website. If it is, you'll be very, very lucky. It might be on Wednesday. Let me just see if it's on. No, it's not. It's not. So I'm pretty sure Karen will have a little bit of stock for us for on the website. So it will be the same price from here, from us, or from Hobby Maker. But what I'm saying to you is it's an absolute bargain, as are some of the dies that I've put on the show as well. We're moving forward, as you know. We're always moving forward, and space is now at a premium in the shop. So there you go. Right, let's get cracking on this card. There's a fair bit to do. Hi, Helen. Hi to everybody I've not spoken to. Hi, Nina. Not to worry. Well, Samantha, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Do you buy from us, Samantha? I'm just talking to Samantha on YouTube. Do you buy from us or do you buy from Hobby Maker? Not that it makes any difference to me. English Riviera. Oh, how lovely. Woolly hat weather in Manchester. I bet it was. It's been the same here. The heating's been on since last week. Well, since Monday last week. Loved it when you got mine. Yeah, I know. I was always going to do a second one, but I just don't seem to have got round to doing it. But who knows? Maybe there will be a new compendium this year. Who knows? Well, I do, but I'm not saying anything. Right, so we are doing a circular card, and circular cards are fabulous. They look cool. They look very, very elegant, and they are just something different from doing squares and rectangles all the time. Now, you know I love oval cards too. I do lots of oval cards, you know I do. But we've not done a circle for ages. Ages and ages and ages. So what I want to do firstly, before I start working on this, you can see I've got all my bits in there. I want to show you how... This is obviously not the size of the card, but I wanted to show you how to make your card so that it's perfectly level and that the crease is perfectly level. So this works with... Chrissy. So what I'm about to show you is it's exactly the same thing you would do, whether it's a circular card, whether it's an oval card, or any kind of fancy shaped card that isn't square or rectangle. So imagine this is my card length. I mean, we all know I'd never make a card this size. So this is the back of the card. So I love my double stitch dies. So if you're using these to make your card blanks, make sure that you've got the lovely detail. Make sure you've got the lovely stitching detail on the back of your card. So this is the back of the card I'm working on. And you can see what I've done is I've just chopped a bit off the back, off the bottom of the circle. Always put the chopped off bit at the back of your card, not at the front. It looks much neater and it's a little bit more polished. And then to get the crease, because this is where we all struggle, myself included, I've been there and done that. This is where we struggle, because if you try and do this with a ruler, you're kind of guessing whether it's level. So bring in your scoreboard. Bring in your scoreboard, yeah. So you've now got a lovely flat edge. Yeah, you've got a lovely flat edge that you can butt up. Doesn't matter which scoreboard you've got. They'll all work. And then you only actually need a tiny bit, look. Yeah. And do this from the top. So do this from the top, and then that little flap, now when I stick that to another circle, that little score line is perfectly horizontal with the chopped off bit. So I know that this card is going to stand perfectly. Does that make sense? I know I'm rattling on, but it's important for you to know this with circular and oval and indeed any shaped card. We don't want to make a card and then it sit like this when you put it all together. It needs to be sat straight and flush. Anyway, that's how you do it. So that was the easiest way for me to show you. I'm going to quickly just show you what I'm working with tonight. So, oh, do you know, it's so tricky for me. Let me just show you the compendium. So this is all my stuff from the compendium. Obviously it's in a plastic tub now. So all this is from the compendium box. The greyboard, the stamps, the embossing folders, the stencil, the embossing powder, the glitter. There's just so much in it. And when I was prepping this card for tonight, I wanted to use the watercolour papers. And if I'm honest with you, I've used about 4 different sheets before I've settled on blue. Because I just like blue cards. So I'm going to make a blue bit. The chopped off bit is wonky on mine. How did you manage that, Jean? Jean's got a wonky bit. Oh, bless you. Yeah, well, that's marvellous, Samantha. Just replying to Samantha on YouTube. It doesn't matter to me where you get it from, to be honest. Obviously, it's better from us direct, because then I'm not splitting the money. But I'm happy as long as you're happy. Right, so the colours, the flowers have been die cut from the watercolour accents paper pack, which is part of your compendium box. The greyboard butterfly, oh, I don't need the big one, I want the small one. The greyboard butterfly is also from the compendium box. The greyboard flourishes are also from the compendium box. The butterfly is from the compendium box. The stencil is from the compendium box. So I'm mixing this now with older products and with newer ones, which is just marvellous. It's how it should be. It's how it should be. Get your old stuff out. Jean, bless you. So the papers, I've chosen 2 different ink pads because we're going to have a 2-tone sentiment. And I've got here Stormy Sky and Faded Jeans. I've got 2 of my chalk paints here. I can't decide which one to use yet, so I've got both of the pale blues out. I've got Clear Sky and I have Powder Blue. Powder Blue is probably the one that I will go for, but I absolutely love this colour. I absolutely love the Clear Sky, so we'll see. And then I've got my white gesso, so there's quite a lot to do. What a surprise. So the butterfly is from the compendium box, so you get the butterfly in there. I'm just going to pop my flowers to one side. I will change my glasses momentarily. I'm just putting these in order so I don't mix them up, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to deconstruct this card as we go down and I'll show you what I've made. The little fir leaves, so the little fir leaf foliage, you should be able to get it from us, Karen. I don't think it's on our website right now, but Karen will correct me when she gets in from my mum's. The little fir leaf foliage is from the Christmas dies from last year. Just shows you, look, everything works together as it should be. So the foliage, the flourishes are from the compendium. Now this is where it gets lovely. This is where it gets really lovely. So I've got here my card blank, which I've done exactly the same thing. Look, my cut is at the bottom, my score is at the top, and then that's going to stick on there perfectly. And then my crease will sit at the back, which stops your card from rolling over. Now, another tip, the flower dies, Julie, are either wonderfully plain or practically plain or something like that. I can't remember. Somebody will tell me. Which flower dies are these? It's either wonderfully plain or something like that. From Floral Finery. They are in the Floral Finery. Let me have a look for you. It's easier for me to look into it. I should have just got them out of I've tidied them away, otherwise I'd be able to tell you. Let's have a look. Julie wants to know which flowers they are. They are Perfectly Plain, Julie, from the Floral Finery series. Perfectly Plain from the Floral Finery series. Right, so I've got another big tip to give you in a minute. Yeah. Once we start putting this card together, you will notice that I haven't stuck my card blank together yet. It's still in two separate pieces, and all will become clear. I've then used the new, now this is perfect, look, for your circular cards. This is the Intricate Circles, or the Ornate Circles new 3D embossing folder. It's fabulous both ways. Oh, I might use it that way. Oh, let's use it that way for a change. It's fabulous both ways, look. Oh, decisions. And then I've also cut myself a craft frame using the same dies with the double-stitched circle dies. Yeah. With the double-stitched circle dies. Yeah. So we're going to start with this back piece. Oh, actually, let me show you what else I've done. This is me mixing up die collections again, look. So we've got the double stitch circles that I've used to create the card blank and the frame, and indeed this piece here that I've embossed afterwards. And we're now moving on to the lead differently circles. And this is from one of the square sets. I can't remember which one. This is from one of the square sets. So we've now got the little piercing detail. And I've also got the filigree hearts texture die, which I am going to stick behind there before we start putting the card together. And this piece here, I'm going to use for my sentiment. So this is what I've used for my sentiment. And this is actually... Waste not, want not. Let me just bring this in. I may as well show you exactly what I've done, and then you know. So this here that I'm using for as a little banner for my sentiments, because I wanted the pierced edge, the little scalloped fancy edge with a piercing for my sentiment. It's actually from the inside of the waist. So it's the waist from the inside of this frame, look. Waste not, want not. You can see what I've done here. Yeah. So I've made use of the waist from the middle of there, and I've kept the other smaller pieces as well. I love that, because even the dinky tiny one, I know that I can make a little banner for my sentiments with it. Right, so we're going to start with the largest circle, the embossed piece. And I'm going to splat this with paint. So I will go for the powder blue. I'm doing it with paint rather than the ink pad, because I will get extra texture from the paint. Yeah. We will get extra texture from the paint. So let's get some splats on this. Over to the inky box. There might be a few cat hairs on this because the cat's been in the box. But it's all texture. It's all just texture. Hi, Anne. Oh, thank you, Donna. Oh. I did forget, and I've still got the computer ones on. Crafting glasses on now. Right, so we are using the powder blue, and I'm going to make it quite thick, look. I am just doing it to the side, so you probably can't see what I'm doing at the moment. A couple of sprays of water, so just misting it a little bit with water. 3 little sprays. Mix it up, and then give it a good splatting. Now remember, on this embossed piece of card that I am literally going to splat now, we're not actually going to see the center of it, because the main part of this card will be all centered. Oh, that looks so good. This is a yummy colour. And I'm putting quite a bit on. I'll bring it in and show you in a second. You'll see that I've tried to concentrate on the outer edges. Let's just see if that's enough. Oh, that looks so lovely. I think that's enough. Let's just show you that look. So that is the difference between using an ink pad and paint. The paint is a thicker consistency, so you get a little bit of texture when that dries. So I'm just going to pop this on back in the inky box to dry. We will clean up the mess. It's all just texture, cat hair. We are, Linda. Just bear with me. You can tell I've been super busy because I've been quieter than usual. I can't tell you what I'm up to, but it will be worth it. But it's taking me a lot of time. But this is the curse of a perfectionist. Right, so we're now moving on to the frame. And we're going to stencil some of the butterfly detail through here with a little bit of gesso. Now I've chosen gesso rather than the blue paint. It could have been blue paint. It could have been the blue paint, but I'm trying to balance the colours. The only colour we've got on this project at the moment is blue, white and craft. And I think that's probably enough. Phil, do you know when the next online workshop will be? Oh, bless you, Samantha. Somebody's just asked me on Facebook as well. Yes and no. I've got a rough idea in my head, but I don't know for definite until I've gone through everything. Just give me this week. Give me this week to get caught up. Obviously, I've got TV on Wednesday as well. And I will let you know as soon as, but definitely this week. Lots of pieces to card, yeah. Hi, Helen. Made it. Better late than never. Oh, bless you. Right, so we are going to stencil with gesso. Do you know what? I drive myself mad sometimes. So we are using the stencil that comes in the compendium, and we are going to stencil with gesso. Now, the reason I've chosen gesso rather than the paint is to balance the colours, but also the gesso will dry a little bit softer, so it'll be not as obvious when it's done. And I'm using a really expensive bit of kit. Hi, Cheryl. I'm using a bit of kitchen sponge for this. So this is a little bit of kitchen sponge, little bit of kitchen sponge, just chopped down. And the only reason I've done it with this and not my cut and dry is because I can throw this away. So we're going to do this quite lightly, and this is another bonus with using the kitchen sponge. We're going to get a little bit of extra texture. So let's just stencil this through. So I'm just patting this on. And remember, don't be scared of gesso. It dries softer than it goes on. And you cannot go wrong with gesso on craft card. You just can't. It looks fabulous. And obviously the kitchen sponge is really, once you start squashing it, it's really quite thin. So it's easy to work with. Let's just get this bottom part done and then I'll move on to the other side. So don't worry about this being perfect. It doesn't have to be. That's just moved. Because you're not going to notice much of this once I've finished it. And then let's just move on to the other side. Actually, I want some smaller bits. There we go. Let's just make sure I'm not overlapping on that butterfly at the bottom. That will do just nicely. Thank you very much. Oops. And then what will happen is that you'll see the gesso drying and it will be a lot softer. Remember, it's a translucent product, so it looks fab. And that is, oh, look how pretty that looks. Look how pretty that looks. Thrown you out 3 times, Sharon, how rude. I'm not sure why that's happening. I don't think it's happened to anybody else. Right, so now I'm just going to go round the edge, as usual, just to soften the edges. And it also covers all your sins. Well, your card making ones, or your stenciling ones, we'll say. And these butterflies are practically dry already. I'm not doing the inside of the circle, just the outside. There we go. And then that, as we know, can go in the bin. Right, so whilst we've got it also now gives me the diamonds, so I know when I put my frame onto the card, I can check that it's level with the diamonds, which makes it nice and easy. And then whilst we've got that here, we're going to just gesso these bits of greyboard. Sharon, bless you. So let's just get a little bit more, because I'm going to put this on quite thick now. So I'm putting this on, as you can see, really thickly. And it will take a little bit longer to dry, but it will hopefully dry in time for us to get to the assembly, when we get to the assembly stage. And this is another advantage of using your kitchen sponge. If I just bring that in, you see that we've got, there we go. Got a little bit of texture coming on there. We'll let that dry in for a second and then we will go on again. Gesso, greyboard is absorbent, it is porous. So once this is soaked in a little bit, we'll go in again. It would, Chrissy, I don't think anything would. So let's just pop that to one side. Oops, I've just stuck my finger in the wrong end. Story of my life. No comments. Right, so just pop that to one side. I'm going to bring in the flowers. So the flowers are going to be gessoed on the tips. So I'm just doing the very edge of the tips of these flowers. I'm not splatting them because we've got splatting in the background, remember. Just take off some of that excess. I'm going to do this in my hand actually. Let me bring this in and show you because it looks really lovely. It's almost like they've been frosted, look. It's really quite delicate. That honestly, I mean, you know, I'm a neat freak when it comes to crafting, but I don't mind getting my fingers dirty as long as I know it will wash off. So it's highly unlikely you will see me using stays on or things like that without gloves on. But with gesso and my paints, I know it just comes off with a bit of water, so I don't need to worry too much. So this is just one of those detail things that I like. What did I say, Pam? I must just do it without thinking now. I don't know what's happened as well with my hobby maker shows. I'm going to sit and have a chat with them. I've ended up with 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. again this Wednesday. And I don't like it. It's too long a day. So if I look shattered by the 5 o'clock show, you know why. So I'll be talking to young Mr. Liam whilst I'm there. If I've still got white fingernails when you see me on telly on Wednesday, you know I didn't have a very good shower. Right, so let's just carry on and do the rest of them. It is worth doing this. It looks, like I say, it looks frosted, particularly on the watercolour card as well. And then I will clean my fingers. I am doing this in my hand rather than just on there, because if I do it on the kitchen roll, it will end up with straight edges, and I don't want that. I don't want straight lines on it. Can you see how much softer it is once it's dry? I won't tell you what I was thinking. Yeah, you were right, Chrissy. Right, so here we go. I am actually getting to the stage now where the shows will eventually drop down to once a month, because we, as you know from the happy hours, we're running out of older stock to justify my time. I can't make, it's not worth my time, and I'd much rather we had our online workshops and more lives ourselves. Right, so we'll just leave, they're almost dry already. I am just going to go back to the, I'm going to go back to the greyboard look. I don't know why I put the lid on. And I'm just going to give these one more coat. And that should be enough. You all know that greyboard's one of my favourite things because of just all the different things you can do with it. Right, I'll keep that there just in case I forgot anything, as is usually the case. I'm going to clean my fingers. Don't run out of happy hours, for God's sake, Jesus. Let me just clean my fingers. It's Karen does all that, but I will eventually be one show a month on TV. Look at that, look how easy it comes off your fingers. Now that's why I don't mind getting gessoed up. It's not so much because of that, Pam, because you know me well enough to know that if I'm only on telly once a month, there'll be something else I'm doing. So we're a way off, yeah. It's not going to be any time soon. Right, I can't carry on until my fingers are clean. And they are almost there. Hi, Leslie. Well, that's just rude, Jackie. Right, so I am almost clean, so that will do. We will carry on. This is why I always tell you to have the A4 mat at the side. I don't like using my crafty mat. I prefer to use the one at the side. I don't know why I did that, to be honest. Because that will just annoy me. Right, let me just draw breath for a second. Just draw breath for a minute. I've got to clean my mat. I can't be doing with dirty mats. Right, good to go. Yeah, possibly, Doreen, yeah. Possibly. And it also means I can do more for us. It's a way off yet, so don't panic. I love being a hobby maker, you know I do. But I'm a busy bee. Right, let's get cracking. Hi Benita, how are you doing? That is now dry. We are going to put this frame on there. What did I say I was going to do? Draw a breath and get a drink. I've got to remember it's a Monday night and not a Thursday. Thank you, Elaine. Have a gulp of coffee. I did. I don't know whether you heard that. Janet, Samantha Phill's probably got another 10 pots in his craft room. Of what? Let me show you. I'm just looking at the comments on YouTube about the gesso. Let me show you. Oops, don't all fall off. I'm not likely to run out of gesso. Mind you, some of that is texture medium, look. But I have got about 6 gessos. I usually keep one for dirty jobs and one for cleaner jobs, as you know. Right, so we've now got the powder blue paint has dried on the embossed piece of card. I'll just see if I can do this with normal glue rather than glue gel. Let's just see if I can get away with that. I might be able to. I'm keeping this flat, so the frame is going onto the embossed piece of card flat, and that's a conscious decision because I know that the inner part of this card is going to be raised. So I'm putting plenty of glue on just to make sure it catches the embossed pieces on the card. Now, let's make sure I've got my circles in the right way so that my diamonds are facing the right direction also. And then we will pop this underneath my guillotine. No, I've done that wrong, look. I said let me check that I've got it the right way. Just making sure the diamonds are straight. Yeah, that looks good now. And then we'll pop this underneath my guillotine just so that that can flatten out just whilst it's drying. Two birds, one stone. Two birds, one stone. You're laughing at the amount of gesso I've got. Did you hoard what? Loo rolls? I'm a bit of a hoarder, as we know. Right, so coming back to the flowers. So let's just get these flowers shaped up, and then they are going to be glittered. We're going to have some glittery rings tonight. I know you'll be happy about that. Auntie Sue's watching as well, so hi Auntie Sue. So I'm just, as always, just doing the tips of these. And I'm going to put the flowers together. And then decide if I want to splat them or not. So this is, if you watch me all the time, you will know that the biggest flower is what I call the focal flower. So this is always either 2 layers or 3. So if the other flowers are going to be 2 layers, the big one will be 3. Just balance. Look how pretty that looks now, look, with the frosted edges. And the other thing, let me show you. Can you see, look, how pretty the gesso looks on the tips of that? Now that shows you that it's a really good quality paper, because you wouldn't normally be able to put that much gesso onto a paper without it sagging and tearing. And that's absolutely perfect. Have you got a Phill bingo going on tonight? It's a pity I can't. I'm going to try. If Vicky, will you be able to watch the shows on Wednesday? I might try and accidentally drop some of the words in for you on my shows on telly. That'll be fun. If I'm on with Rosie, she'll want to know what a glittery ring is. I'll tell you. I've just squashed that poor flower. Do I ever make a card these days where I haven't squashed the flowers? Or a butterfly or some living creature or paper creature. Right, let me just bear with me 1 second. Oh dear. On your best behaviour. Oh, thank you, Audrey. Wait till you see this all put together. Do you know what, Samantha, I'm going to do? I'm going to try and... Oh, I already know what I'm demoing. I'm going to see if I can get glittery ringing on my show on Wednesday. Yeah, the flowers are faffy, Elizabeth. It's my favourite. Well, you know it is. It's my favourite thing, or one of my favourite things. My absolute favourite is the construction, is putting it all together. My least favourite is all the cutting I have to do. If I could have somebody just stood at the side of me, just doing all the die cutting when I say I need this and I need that, that would be absolutely marvellous. And I've stopped now. I don't know whether you're all the same, but I went through a phase of having lots of things pre-cut in white card. For example, with these flowers, when these flowers first came out a couple of years ago, I would have spent ages die cutting a load in white card, but I found that I end up wasting more, so I've stopped doing it. So these are I'm doubling these up. Look, the only reason I'm doubling these up is so that they look fuller, and I particularly like the 4-petal flowers. They're almost like little stars. It looks fabulous. And look how soft the edges look with the gesso. I don't think I'm going to splat them, but I will decide after the pearls have gone in. Let me just put this card by. Oh, Anne says she's lost the comments. Just try refreshing your page, Anne. I'll do your cutting for you. I'm looking for a new job. Oh, bless you. I don't think you'd be able to cope with me in my craft room. Right, so I'm just putting white pearls in these to balance the other colours. And you know the secret to glittery rings is excess glue in the middle of your flowers. So rather than put the pearl in or the gem and then try and put the glue around it, put too much glue in, more than you need. And then when we squash the pearl in there, it will squeeze the glue out of the sides and we will glitter it and we will have lovely glittery rings. Yeah. I've got loads of pre-cut flowers and leaves, but never the ones... That's exactly why I stopped doing it, Maureen. Maureen's just said on Facebook, look, I've got loads of pre-cut flowers and leaves, but never the ones that I want when I'm making a card, and that's exactly why I stopped doing it. Can anybody get on the Hobby Maker website? Does it tell me who I'm on with? If I know who I'm on with, I will try and plan it. So just to show you, look, so I put more glue in there than I needed. I've just dropped the pearl on there. And then when I push the pearl in, you can see, look, we've ended up with glue all around the outside of that, all around the outside of that pearl. In comes the Diamond Dazzle. And we've killed two birds with one stone, look. And then obviously when that glue has dried and it has gone clear, all we will be left with is the sparkle. It's just one of those, it's what Julia calls a twofer. It's a job that does two things. So well, actually three, because we're putting the pearl in. We're squashing the flower down to raise the petals again. And we are also getting our glitter in the centre. And you can't actually have too much. So I don't know whether you know this. I've not done it yet. But if I had so much glue in there that it covered the pearl, it really wouldn't matter once the glue had dried, because it dries transparent. So you will still get to see the pearl once the glue is dry, so don't panic if that happens to you. You take, just so you know as well, and please don't laugh at me, I've told you I'm tired, but just so you know, the Technique Tuesday video might be on Thursday now, just this week, because I recorded it for you yesterday, and you know what I'm going to say, don't you? I forgot to click record. I forgot to click record. I got all the way to the end of the demonstration and then noticed that the red circle wasn't on. I can tell you that the air in my craft room was blue. So I've got to redo it, but I don't think I'll have time tomorrow, so you might have to wait until Thursday. Right, so we're going to just pop the flowers to one side. That's how they look at the moment, look. It's not on the Hobby Maker website, doesn't tell you. Oh, that's a shame. I'll text, what I'll do is I'll text Rosie in a bit and see if I'm on with, see if I've got her for one of the shows. Right, so we're going to move now to the centre of the card. Do you know what, Linda? I was absolutely fuming because it was a fabulous demo. And it's very rare I get to do one of the Technique Tuesday videos where something doesn't go wrong. And I'd literally, yeah, absolutely, Carol, talking to myself, I'd literally got all the way to the end of the demo thinking, oh, what a cracking job. And then you know, I keep my iPad this side now. I went to switch it up or to stop the recording. So thanks everybody, bye, blah, blah, blah. Went to switch the button off, stop it recording, and it wasn't even on. Shame, 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 shame. Right, I'm doing nothing to this. I'm just going to give you a little heads up, everybody. The Filigree Hearts is one of the latest 3 texture dies. It's one of the latest of the texture dies. Why is Google Drive telling me I'm almost out of storage? Leave me alone. If you haven't got the Filigree Hearts, everybody, start thinking about getting it before it's gone. I won't restock this one. I know, Audrey, thank you. I know, Catherine, I know. Got all the way to the end. It does help to press record, Joanne. You're absolutely right. And do you know what? Do you know what's even worse? I did it yesterday, so I was actually ahead of schedule. Well, best laid plans and all that. Right, so I'm doing nothing to the Filigree Hearts or to this frame. I'm leaving them white. I'm going to put glue on the back of the frame. Now, this one doesn't fit. Well, actually, it does. It fits quite nicely. But you can see where the gaps are here. So I know where I need to put my glue. And just to give you a little tip, again, full of it tonight. If you're going to recreate this card that I'm making this evening, when you put the Filigree Hearts on, make sure you've got this straight. Yeah, so make sure you've got a point, and a point. And the Filigree Hearts will actually help you with that, because I can position that centrally, look. So that's perfect. So just get my acrylic block. I don't know where it is. This will do. I'm just going to push that down. So I'm just removing the glue that I didn't need and pushing that down at the same time. How pretty is that? And then Beatrice says it sounds like something I'd do. It's not the first time, Beatrice. You'd think I'd learned from the first time. I get younger every day. I do need a production assistant, or just literally somebody saying. In fact, Karen needs to do it, because I usually say to Karen, I'll be AWOL for a bit, and that's usually when she needs to start reminding me. Make sure you press record. Right. Yeah, I love the Filigree Hearts. It's actually really pretty when you paper piece it as well, but you all know I'm never going to do that until I've retired. So I'm just going underneath. I love doing this with the texture dies. Creating a fancy aperture. It's just so easy to do. And it looks really, really lovely. Just make sure your glue's dried before you start chopping it, otherwise it will fall off. And nobody wants it to fall off. There we go. So we've now created this lovely little filigree frame. And this is why I was saying to you to make sure it's straight. So choose a point and a point, particularly if you are using the lead differently dies, which is what I'm using now. Choose a point and a point, and then when I come to layer this onto here, I can find the right point for it, which is that one. So let's just get some foam tape on this. That's not my proper foam tape. Where's that come from? I'm not using that. Just bear with me a sec. Just so you know, that creaking was not my knees or anything else, it was the floorboards. Right, so I am using foam tape for this rather than glue gel, because it needs to be sturdy. And that's another tip, everybody. If you create yourself a little filigree frame the same as this, if you're creating yourself a little filigree frame like this, it's better to have some stability, so foam tape rather than glue gel. So you'll have to just bear with me while I work my way around. And you know I'm going to do this properly. So I've often sent a message and wondered why I haven't had a reply, and then when I've looked I haven't pressed send. I know, Jackie, I know, I've done that as well. Or I've sent an email and then thought, and then forgot about it, and then waited about a week and then thought, oh, do you know what, they've never replied to me. So I've gone to check and it's sitting in the drafts folder. I've got a creative brain, not a technical one. Or I'll message one of my friends and I'll go, hey you, I messaged you ages ago and you haven't replied. And then it turns out that I didn't actually send the message. You can't kid her. Hi Rose. Oh, bless darling. Oh, happy 88th birthday. Rose, oh bless you darling. Well, I'm glad you're home. Right, so I'm nearly done. I'm just working my way around. It is worth the time to do this properly. Nobody wants a saggy frame. Oh, Anne. It was sausage and chips. Oh dear. I've just done an interview for a magazine. Well, when I say an interview, I've answered loads of questions which took me bloody ages, but I've mentioned you all from the Facebook group in my interview. Right, so let's get this frame on and we can start the checking all the other bits. We've still got some blue paint to put on these. Oh, look how good they look now, look. Oh, look at that lovely texture on these. Can you see that? Fabulous. Where did I get to? Work my way around. And I will just give myself a little bit of time with some glue on the back of here, just in case I don't get it right first time, which I know it's highly unlikely, but it does happen occasionally. Liz, I was very kind. I've got the best Facebook group out there. You're all marvellous, you know, I think that. Right, so let's just make sure I've got this lined up. Oh, look at this lovely die. I can't remember which set this is from, but how fabulous is this? Hang on, I've just not got it straight. That's why I put the glue on. That is just, that's awesome. Look at that. How fabulous. I love that shape. It was a nightmare to do, I can tell you that much. Right, so put that to one side. We're going to come in now with the blue paint. Just pop that there. That does need glitter on in a moment. But we're going to come in with the blue paint now. And this time I have got my little stipple brush. So I'm just going to add some little highlights of, in fact, I think I'll go on the, oh no, I'm going to stick to the white, stick to your plan, Phill. We're going to do just a little bit of the blue paint along the edges. Now I know when I come to put my card together that my little fern things, whatever these are, swirly things, they're going to be like this on the card. So I'm going to go on the inside or the outside of this one and the inside of that, so that the blue paint is on the matching side. So let's just stipple that off. So I know I need to come down this side. So I'm not covering the whole thing, look, I'm just adding some stippled blue areas. So that's going to be on the inside, and this is going to be on this side. Not that I am fussy or anything, but when you're taking this amount of time to make a card, you may as well do it. Attention to detail. Details and attention to detail. So I'll just remind you, I don't know whether the compendium's on our website or not. If it is, it's going to be the same price as it's going to be on TV. And I'm telling you to grab one before they've gone. Oh, look at that. That's fabulous. Because there will definitely be no more compendium boxes once they have gone. Yeah. So on the inside and then on the inside. So we've got facing sides with the blue. And the little ferns, I'm just going to do the tips of the petals. I'm leaving the craft ones craft. So I'm just doing the very tips, the spiky bits on the white ones. Doesn't have to be neat, it's not meant to be neat, remember. And I will do the same with the butterfly. Now the butterfly can have a little bit more on. I don't know whether you can see that I'm stippling from an angle. So that's actually doing two things. It's giving me the texture. And it's just doing the outer part of the wings, which is exactly what I wanted. I'm exactly the same, and I've got a room full of things and I can never find what I'm looking for. Now Heather says she's still fussy cutting the creative packs. Now I haven't done that. I've left mine intact, and I've just cut out the bits that I want as I need them. Oops, what was that? It's just falling on my feet. Right, so from the butterfly, the Sweetheart Butterfly from your compendium, I've kept myself some of the hearts in craft card, and I'm going to just add a little bit of the blue paint to a couple of them. Again, just on one edge. I can't believe it's 8:10 already. And then we will begin the construction. The chalk paints are just fabulous on craft card, or any kind of card, to be honest. It's a completely different look to inks, which is why I love them. So we've now got 2 on the outside, 2 on the inside, with the little bit of blue paint. And now I'm going to stop yakking, and we're going to start putting this card together. Oh, what a cracking idea, Elaine. Show you up close. Which bit, Vicky? The hearts? What a cracking idea, Elaine's just said, look. Because there are 2 sheets of everything in the... There are 2 sheets of everything in the creative packs. So she's kept one half and then cut the other half. That's a really good idea. And then the same with the ferns, look, the doodah things. Do you know what, Christine? When you heard me say on TV that I didn't want to cut my creative packs, I was telling you the truth. I've just shown it you, Vicky. Did you see it? Obviously, I've only done one half. Right, so now let's get on to the assembly part. That was my light box that just fell. Right, so here we go. Here we go. I need to put the foam tape on the back of this, and I'm going to use my good foam tape, or I am when I find it. Oh, there you are. Can you still get the fern sprigs? Oh, now Sharon, that's a really good question. One that I can't answer, I'm afraid. They were from... Somebody will be able to check for you. They were from the Christmas release last year, and they came with the holly. Sorry, everybody, choking you. They came with the holly leaves. But I remember saying to everybody last year that I'd done the ferns so that you could use them all year round. I tried to avoid as much as possible doing just Christmas foliage. Obviously, if it's holly, unless you use it all year round, like I do the mistletoe. I love that embossing folder. So I am putting this is going onto the card with foam tape. And I'm just going to show you another tip in a minute. So if you're wanting to have a go at a circular card, I'm just going to show you another tip for lining it up so that it's straight. because the worst thing in the world is spending all this time making a lovely circular card and then sticking it on and finding it wonky. Nobody wants a wonky one. Nobody wants it wonky. Right, here we go. Sorry everybody. Right, so this will only apply if you are using this embossing folder. So this one because if we put this on, this is just me being super finicky because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, as you know, yeah. But if I put this on my card and the diamonds or the embossing folder was just a little bit skewy, it would make my brain hurt. So it needs to be perfectly straight, look, which is why you saw me when I was trying to line this up. I was trying to line it up so that the diamonds were straight, yeah, with the circles. Now, it's the reason that I didn't stick my card together. So this is the back of my card and this is the front of my card, which is obviously the piece that's going to be the piece that's going to have this on. So I'm just going to take all this foam tape off, the back of all this foam tape. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on and I'm going to show you how to line this up perfectly every time. Well, hopefully. And if it's not perfect after I've done it, I'll have a tantrum and walk out of my craft room. Has anybody, just going off topic a second, has anybody started watching The House of David on Amazon Prime? Oh, I'm loving it. I like things like that. House of David on Prime. It might not be everybody's cup of tea. I've obviously watched all the Wheel of Time until the next episode comes on. Right, so I've got my glue on for wiggle time. Got my glue on for wiggle time, yeah. And remember, we've got our back piece with the chopped off bit at the bottom. So if you put your two pieces together, make sure it's right. If you put your two pieces together so that they are proper, he says, you will end up with this at the bottom, look. So can you see where we've got the actual top of the card is the full circle, the back of the card is the flat bit. So just by lining it up, look, you just need to make sure it's right at the sides, because that's where you'll come unstuck. So I'm trying to make sure mine's right because it's me that's showing you. Yeah, that's about right. So now look, I've got a flat edge at the bottom. There's a flat edge at the bottom of my card. And that flat edge is what I'm going to use to line up my center point on here. So my center point is this, more or less this. I'm just going to have to bring it closer to me, everybody, just so that and now it's moved. Just so that I can get it right. Yeah. So I'm just using that flat line as my guide. Make sure your diamonds are going the right way, Mr. Martin. I can't see this properly, but I can see that that's not straight. And I can see now that that is practically bob on. I hope you find that useful, because I found it super useful. So I know now that that is as straight as it's ever going to be. Yeah. Straight as it's ever going to be. And now I can stick my card together because I know that as long as I've got my straight edge, yeah, my straight edge, it's absolutely fine. So glue on the back. Line it up so that it's straight again. And then just stick that together. Don't start being a mare. Oop. Let the glue grab, Phil. Let the glue grab. I think I've just wiped all the glue off. Bear with me, I can't do it while I can't see it. It doesn't help that my fingers are dirty. Right, let's check that. Oh, that's perfect, of course it is. I squeezed all the glue out onto my fingers. So now look, we've got a perfectly positioned circular card that stands up from the back. Yeah, stands up from the back with all our embossing detail lined up perfectly. Yeah. And now we can start the construction. Marvellous. Here we go. So now I'm moving on to glue gel. House of David it does tell you at the beginning, it's the story of David and Goliath. It does tell you at the beginning that it's not 100%. Well, actually, no, it doesn't say that. What it says is they've added things for artistic license is what it says. They've used artistic license, which I get. It's not meant to be 100% factual. It's based on the facts, but I've really enjoyed it. But I like historical things like that anyway. Right, so glue gel for the centre part. We'll start putting this together now. I better make sure the hearts go the right way up. Stand up. Just make sure that's straight, and it is. And then we'll go on with the greyboard next. Sorry, no, it's a sentiment next. It's a sentiment next. Let me just pop that to one side. So remember, I use the inner part of that die, the waste from that die, to stamp my to create the little banner for my sentiment. This side we're not going to see, but this side we are going to see. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've not watched it yet. Have you read the Wheel of Time books? I haven't, Audrey, but maybe I should add that to my list. Oh, Karen's posting links. What's that? What's that? What's that? I've heard about it. I've not watched it yet. I saw it advertised. Oh, right. Oh, let me just do this first. Let's just have. No, I don't want that. I've used that all the time. Let's find something different. Have a wonderful birthday. Oh, that'll be nice, won't it? Make memories every day. You are stronger than you know. Let's have that. Let's have that. You are stronger than you know. Oops, not going to fit on there, Mr. Martin. And I'm going to stamp with Stormy Sky and with Faded Jeans. So Faded Jeans is a darker blue. I'm going on with the darker one first. And then you know I'm going to contaminate this. And then we're going to add some Stormy Sky around the edges. And I'm going to stamp just a little bit to this side. Bear with me, I just need to stand up to do this. A little bit towards the right. Oh, I love those two colours together. So just clean that, put that back where it belongs, and then it won't get lost. Right, so the compendium is on our website. I've just seen Karen's posted a link, and it is the same price as it will be on Hobby Maker. So there you go. I've told you. Once it's gone, it has gone. So we're going to pop the sentiment on. I'm going to snip off just a little bit off the edge. You're not going to see the edge. Actually, I forgot to put my glitter on. Just bear with me. I'm just making sure nothing's moved whilst I've been messing. Let's put some glitter on here. I'm concentrating, hence the silence. I don't want loads of glitter on this. I just want little highlights. And remember, the flowers have got glitter on. Right, here we go. Let's just get some glue gel on that. So the sentiment is going on before all the flowers and before the greyboard. The greyboard will sit on top of the sentiment. And then you won't actually see the end of this. Make sure it's level. I can't be doing with uneven. So then the grey border going on next. Now normally, because I know that this one is going here, so normally I would chop off the bottom of this, but I'm actually going to leave it, and I'm just using normal glue for this. So our normal white glue, and I want it about there. And then the other one is going to overlap it about there. Yeah, they are. The refill bags are good value. So I'm just using glue gel for this. I'm still not snipping that off, I'm leaving it there. Because then we've got different heights going on. This is why glue gel, so that I can fan. Then the flowers, the butterfly is having nothing on it. flowers, as you know, are what go on next. So this is when it starts to come together. So largest one first, and we already know that the largest one is going to go here and cover up all the gubbins, the crossover and everything from those two bits of greyboard. It might be cold outside, but it's not in my room. I really do need to turn the heating off in here. So oh, that's so lovely. Just make sure everything's not getting squashed. Because that would just bug me. This is one of the other advantages of glue gel. So I can see now that this is bottom heavy, look, because it's, you probably can't tell, but it's squashing my sentiment down a bit. But once I put my smaller flower underneath there, it will lift that, so it'll be fine. I know I'm fussy, but it's just the way I am. So smaller flower going underneath, and that will now lift that a little bit, maybe not enough. That's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And the other small one. So there are only actually 6 of the blue flowers going on here. Oh, these colours just lovely. I've just squashed that poor flower. I don't know why I'm laughing, because it's not funny. And then smaller flowers on the other side, on the opposite diagonal. You may or may not have noticed that I had some teeny tiny flowers in my box. And you know they will be creating a little flower tower. We need to subdue the stenciling. So that will be a big glittery ring at the end. Foliage next, and the white ferns. The white ferns are having glitter all down the centre stem. So all the way down the centre stem, that's all I'm doing. The craft ferns are being left as they are. The white are going on first, and then the craft. We're getting there. What time is it? It's probably about right. So now we're going to introduce some of the little ferns. I'm just going to show you a little tip, everybody, because that's bugging me. So, full of it tonight. Absolutely full of it. I'm going to shove a little bit of foam tape underneath there. I would, just so you know, if I was making this and it wasn't on a Facebook Live, I would probably have this drying with my tweezers or something underneath like that till the glue gel's set. But of course we don't have that luxury on a live, so I'm just going to doctor it. Or I am if I can get the tweezers off it. Problem solved. And you would never know. Right, in with the ferns. In with the ferns. White ones first. I can't see what you're saying to me at the moment, but I will look later on. So white ferns first, facing out of the card. Craft ones next, facing into the card. I am going to glitter around the craft frame. When we're finished, and then I can pop that and then just leave it to one side to dry. The big butterfly is going down here. Bear with me, that shouldn't be that far across. I think it's got caught on something, that's it. I know I'm faffing, it's my favourite bit, it's got to be right. Yeah, we are getting there. We've got the doodah butterfly. We've got the little hearts. And I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I am. The teeny flowers. I want a couple. A couple being 3. I should have put the pearls in them before we started. In fact, I need to do that next. Let me just glitter this ring before we start. We need to detract from the outer edges of this, so Diamond Dazzle is the best way to do that. So it will be a frame of glitter, which is fabulous. Just put this on first, and then I can do the little flowers. Nearly done. It's not a quick card, but it does look pretty. I might have been a bit heavy with the bit too heavy with the gesso, but it's fine. It's details. I am just muttering away, rattling to myself, so I hope you're still listening. So, got the big glittery ring going on. Just pop that to one side. Leave that butterfly there, leave that butterfly there. I need to just pop some tiny pearls into the centre of these little flowers, and then we can put the last little details on. You know I like to have the small extras. And if I'm being honest with you, I would probably have some twine on here somewhere as well. Why can't you find a 3mm pearl when you need one? Oh, there you are. Right, almost done. Almost done. Right, here we go. Here we go. You can see now why I left that little bit sticking out. Stop it, Phill. Stop it, Phill. Oh, that looks so good. Right, I'm going to put the butterfly on next. And I'm not, this is quite a large die, so I'm not putting anything on it. I'm not having any glitter, any paint, any gesso. It's just going on as it is. And because it's such a large butterfly, actually, do you know what? Let's have some glitter down its body. Just contradicting myself. It might look nice just down the body. And on the antenna. And on the edge of the wings. And all over the wings. No, I'm kidding. I'm just doing the body. Yeah, that'd be nice. But because it's such a large butterfly, it actually allows you to really shape the wings look. Oh, it looks fab. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's get that on. No paint, no gesso, just a teeny bit of glitter on the edge of the wings. So let's have that. Oh, I'm tormenting myself now because I know I wanted it facing this direction. Let me just see. Just bear with. That's it. Oh, it looks so lovely. I'm just trying not to cover the sentiment up. Yeah, it's still got its wings. Oops, I did just squash it a bit then. The glue gel is not quite touching the card, so I've got to be careful with it. It's just touching the edge of that frame. Right then, 3 little flowers on first, and then I've got my greyboard butterfly that I don't actually think I need. But I am going to pop on some of the little hearts. So just a little bit of glue gel on my mat. I've found this is the easiest way to get the glue gel on the back of the tiny flowers. And then we'll have, if I can catch it, then we'll have one on there. And then a couple of the little, oh, sugar. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I can't use that. It's got a greasy mark off the glue gel on it now. So we'll have one big heart and the other 2 small ones. And the air would have matched the colour of the flowers if I'd have been in here on my own. Because when you get to the tiny detail parts, that's when you don't want things to go wrong. I've done it to this one as well. Just put this on. I thought it had got glue gel on it, but it hasn't. Oh. Do I want it there? No, I don't. Just bear with me a sec. Got to make sure the heart's straight. I'm not fussy, honestly, but it needs to be straight. Oh, that's lovely. So lovely. And then I'm just going to finish off. I don't actually need that. I can't believe I'm saying that. But we are going to finish off with a couple of little random white pearls. Just a couple. I don't need a lot. In fact, I've not really got much space for any. In fact, I don't think I've left myself any space. I'll cover that bit of glue gel up there. So that's covered that bit up. And that was not a quick project, but it does look really rather marvellous. So it does. Right, here we go. So, job done. I knew it would be a longer one tonight, but that's fine. Let's bring it in and show you. Hopefully I've taught you something as well with the how to line it up and what have you. Oh, it's a shame to waste that little scrap, look, because it's a nice shape, but I don't need it. Butterflies just moving a little bit till the glue gel has set. But anyway, let's have a close-up. We've now got a freestanding circular card that is straight, which is an absolute marvel. And then obviously when the glitter's dried around the outside. So we've got the butterfly frames with the stencil from the compendium inked through with white gesso. There's quite a lot of, it's very shabby chic. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I would probably have some twine loops or something under here, but I'll leave it until it's set now. So we've got the ornate circles embossing folder in the background, splattered with the powder blue chalk paint. We've got the stencil with the butterfly, the diamonds and the butterfly from the compendium box. The sweetheart butterfly die is in the compendium box. The greyboard swirls are from the compendium box. And then I've just used some of the dyes and paints from our stash. And there you go. So it's quite a dimensional. It's not going to go in a box, in a envelope, this card. But more importantly, it stands straight, which is absolutely marvellous. I'm very happy about that. And there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed that and you've learned something, because that's what it's all about. I will just pop this on here so you can see it while I'm doing all the spiel that we normally do. Oh, what's that on my screen? Well, that's a bit odd. Oh, Irene, you need to treat yourself to some craft card. Now, just remember, I'm just replying to Irene on YouTube. Just remember, not all craft card is the same. But mine's marvellous, obviously. So let's just pop that there while I do the usual stuff. Right, so we will have a giveaway, and I think we'll do... what can I do? I can't do the gesso because we did that not long ago. Did we? Did we do the gesso? Can't remember. Do you know what? I'm going to do the white gesso because if you've never used it, it might make you do it. So we'll do the giveaway gesso. So whoever wins, one from YouTube, one from Facebook, you know the drill. Private message on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page with your name and address, and just a reminder that you've won one of my pots of gesso. The compendium box is on the show on Wednesday. It will be the same price as it is with us. I don't care where you get it from, as long as you get it, because it's not a lot of stock. I've already done gesso, so I need to do something else then. Give me an idea, Mel. Once the stock is gone, that is it, and you will not be able to get any of the Papillon stuff because there's just no more stock. So Kim's just reminded me that I've already done gesso, so we need to do something different. Let's just wait and see if she gives me an idea. Oh, thank you, Louise. I'm just waiting for a heads up. Pack a craft card, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. Thank you, Emma. That's what we'll do. In fact, the craft card's worth more than the gesso. So, thanks, Em. Oh, stenciling the greyboard. No, we'll do the craft card, Mill, because I think it's a good way for people who are not used to it to have a go with it. Because I love craft card. I think it's just got a really nice look to it. So, before I forget, I need to just tell you all, if you haven't yet done this, you need to get subscribed to the YouTube channel. Get on there, click the subscribe button. I don't know whether you have to have an account or anything with Google or whatever, but just do it. It's a free email address. Because I know that I am heading towards doing more and more lives on YouTube than I am on Facebook, unless Facebook gets its act together. So please go and get subscribed to the Crafting with Phill Martin YouTube channel. As always, for those of you that are on YouTube and you haven't yet followed us on Facebook, you will find us on Facebook with Sentimentally Yours, with the shop Facebook, which is Honeypot Crafts, with my Facebook page, which I rarely use. You're better on the Sentimentally Yours, but there you go, Phill Crafty Martin. The Facebook group, so you just search on Facebook for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. Ask to join the group. Make sure you answer the questions and then we'll let you in. Quick reminder that Saz will be live tomorrow evening on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page at 7 p.m. Saz, I've already done your banner. Send me a reminder in about an hour or half an hour and I'll send it you. Instagram is Phill M. Martin. TikTok is Phill M. Martin. And I think this is last but not least, I need to get a new logo for this. X, Twitter, however you want to call it, Phill M. Martin. And there we go. So I think that's them all. The blog. There you go. And there's the blog address at the bottom. So good luck, everybody. I will draw the name randomly from all the comments on YouTube first. So I'm going to keep this on here just to remind you. I'm going to keep that on there to make sure you all get subscribed to the YouTube channel. It's super important. I can't give you any more hints and tips than I already have done about where I'm heading with lives. Right, so good luck, everybody on YouTube. Here we go. Just a reminder, if your name is this is just by random. It's wherever my mouse stops from other comments. If it's your name, you do need to send me a private message on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page with your name and address, and a reminder that you've won one of our packs of craft card. That is worth more than the gesso, so you've got Emma to thank for that. So good luck, everybody. Scrolling. And my mouse has landed on, and forgive me if I say your name wrong, Jane Eames. So Jane Eames, Eames, congratulations, you've won yourself one of the packs of my craft card, which is top-notch stuff. So as ever, send me your name and address, and we will get these whizzed off to you as soon as possible. Remember, I will be live in the Facebook group on Thursday evening at 7 p.m, and that one is only in the Facebook group this Thursday. So over to Facebook. So thank you everybody on the tube. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you on Wednesday on Hobby Maker. And just back to Facebook now. Oh, that's drying nicely now, look. So good luck everybody on Facebook. And my mouse has landed on Amanda Mitchell. So congratulations, Amanda. You've won yourself a pack of my craft card. Drop yourself, you know what I've just said. Name and address, private message, and just a reminder of what you've won. And there you go. I'm now going to make myself a lovely fresh coffee because that's minging. Look at what's happened. Look, it's got that horrible stinky skin on it from my coffee heater at the side. So I'm going to go and make a lovely fresh one. So thanks everybody. I will see you on Hobby Maker on Wednesday at 1 and 5. Go and get your compendium box, please. It's got all them dies and everything in it. And I will see you on Wednesday or Thursday evening in the Facebook group. So thanks everybody. I've had a lovely evening with you all. Bye. Oh, hang on, I've got to find my lovely thank you for watching button. Here it is. There you go. Thank you for watching. This has been a Phill Martin production with lots of mistakes. I'll see you on Thursday night. Thanks.